have here is a track I did with Sam Shure in the 2019 on Stil vor Talent, and I show you this because it's already arranged, and as you see, it's much more complicated than the project that we were doing before, and so it took some more time and decisions to arrive at this point. Yeah, the track is this one. Okay, I can start from the drums, and the kick was a simple 909. As you can see, we put just an equalizer in the beginning and removed some punch out of it, and we started as the previous track, also from some field recordings that are these boxes that are, we just place like a stereo microphone on a table while hitting stuff in a Sam studio. What we have on top of this group is a shaper box that it's basically a side chaining tool. It's ducking the audio every time the kick is kicking in. What else we have here on the drums? We have a drum accent. It's coming from now and then with some reverb. And for the reverb, we choose the Valhalla. It's quite reliable reverb, but you can use also Ableton reverb, but also quite cool. And we have a shaker, so that it's going to together with the kick, so give more crispiness to the beat. And we have a frequency shifter on top, so it's a nice way to tune your drums is using a frequency shifter. And this crazy equalization is to bring body to the shaker, just like these are really thin, like this, there's more body. There are the toms that listening together with the kick, it's gonna sound like this. We removed some frequencies out of the tom, and as you can see, there is a tuner on the tom, and they are playing in A since the track is A minor, so it's gonna sound in tune. And if the kick and tom and the track are, if the toms are tuned in the tune of the track will sound cleaner. So also, if you tune the drums, the track will sound cleaner. So always spend some time tuning your drums. This, I think, it's kind of a fact. We have some burps. Okay, it's this sound. I think it's recorded with the Electron. It's making it a little bit more organic. From time to time there is some reverb. We just removed the low end. Then we have some claps. These claps I actually recorded together with a colleague of mine at a company I'm working. We just placed a stereo microphone like this, and we were clapping our hands inside a looper. And we create a lot of clap loops, and they sound actually amazing. And we put some beat repeater on top to create some randomness inside, so some unpredictability. Sometimes there are extra clap. This is really nice. This noise hat was done with this machine. Basically, it's just white noise, and with an arpeggiator, and so the arpeggiator is going in 16, so it's repeating like, and you just play with the decay of it, with the reverb of it, and you just go by heart, you know, listening to the track, and you just open it and close it, and creating rhythms just by opening, delay, blah blah blah. And it's a long recording, and then we chose the best part, you know. And for this we did the trick as well of like giving more body and some reverb, and then the simple open hat. So and the open hat to give more brightness. There is an overdrive, also crazy equalization that it's making the sound is not the one of the beginning for sure. Was something like this in the beginning, and then with this it's becoming much more fast. Anyway, all these drums are going into a drum bus, so that's useful because we can put an auto filter whenever we want to remove the bass frequencies, and creating like, you know, you remove the kick and you put the kick. This is quite cool to play with. And then we go to the melodies. So we have a low arpeggiator. We cut it actually everything below 100 Hertz, so we give more space to the kick and the toms, and this is really filling up everything. And sometimes there are also sound effects inside, made with an analog 4. It's just one step open with a lot of delay and crazy LFO going random. Okay, so for the sub we did like this. So we used the audio effect rack because the sub we couldn't hear so much the mid-high frequencies. So putting an audio effect rack, doubling the track, and putting an overdrive with the 100% of dry wet on top of it, and you know, making it at another volume, we do an effect that it's called like parallel. It should be parallel compression, or in this case parallel overdrive, parallel drive, or I don't know how it's called, but anyway, like this, it's the same file. One, it's really clean, and the other one it's dirtier, and you put them together so the total sound will sound clean and dirty at the same time. Then equalizer to bring up some bass, and a multiband compressor for sidechaining with the toms. So every time the toms is hitting, is not killing also the higher frequencies, but just the lowest from 120 hertz below. And our shaper box, that it's basically a as I told you before, it's a compressor sidechaining with the kick, but it will work even if the kick is not there. Then if we go on, there is the synth. We tried to use this machine as the most as we could, and this sound is really stereo because we recorded 2 times the same melody. Since it's an analog thing, every time is slightly different. So you can put a sound on the right and a sound on the left, and it will sound stereo because the 2 sources are different. And we played the same thing with the subwoofer. So it's sounds complementary if you put them together. Then if you go on here, there's our harmonization with the synth, so playing the same rhythmically the same thing but with other notes, and makes it sweeter and interesting. And you see that we cut all the high parts, so we gave space to the synth that should be more in the front. What else do we do here? Pads. We cut a lot of low end from the pads, so it doesn't fight with our bass. And then for the effects, they are always like this. I think this is from the Prophet of Sam, really good sound. And also the pads are from the Prophet of Sam, super nice. And yeah, what is important about mixing is placing sounds like stereo, and giving them space. You know, if you put a reverb on the sound, you wait. I don't know if you heard this. Build effects is this, and the pads. This. What is important is if you use like a reverb on a sound, you place it somewhere, you give him dimension, you give him character. It's not so fake, I would say. Like it's you can feel it distant, you can feel it really wide, you can feel it super close. You give character to the sound. So what I think it's really important for mixing is reverb, equalizer, and compressor when you have a recording that is really going crazy. So once we did the mix, we shall export the track. So, and on the master, of course, you don't have to have anything. You just need to be sure that it's not clipping. And as we can see, it's not clipping. So I think it's ready to export and then to be mastered. We can try to do a really fast and slow, like fast and working master to play it in the club. Now that we have exported the mix, we can see the waveform. So let's start a new project and let's put our mix here. Okay, once the track is mixed, you need to check if you have enough headroom to master it. Some people say you need to have -6 dB, even if it's not really -6 dB, that's fine. To master the track, so I'm gonna create a channel so you can hear what's going on here. Okay, so this is my Ableton. To master this track, basically we need to make it sound better. So there isn't like a magic master chain you always do, but most of the time what you do is using so like this with the meter you see how the track is working. With the spectrum you see which are the frequencies that where you need to work. And so yeah, to master the track basically we need to push it. Okay, so normally I would I'm not a mastering engineer. There are people that are much better and they do this as a job, and normally if I need to master something I will always give it to a mastering engineer. But if I need to play it in the club, what I would do, and probably some mastering engineer around the world is dying right now because it's really an art. What I would do is pushing some high frequencies. It's not always like this, but I feel that can. So let's push before the track. So let's make it go to 0 dB. As the limiter starts working, means that this is where the track. It's the right point as the limiter is starting working. And let's go to a moment where it's fuller. So like the kick here is -6. Our hats are like shakers are -54. The tambourine, the shakers here is -45. I think we can push a little bit the height, so let's put an equalizer. Let's put some body, maybe. I have the feeling. Just compress a little bit with a glue compressor, maybe, and give it some makeup. Try not to overdo, and that's it. I wouldn't. Wait, maybe I need to lower down the volume here a bit. Okay. And that's it. I mean, like this, you can play it in the club, but keep the first file and send it to a mastering engineer if you want to get a real good result. So that's it. Thank you for your time. If you'd like to leave a comment, please do it. If you have any question, I know that I was pretty fast on almost everything. If you have any question, I would be glad to answer you. And that's it. Bye bye.